Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you today. It is March 23rd, 2019. The 23 is it's a 5 of expansion. It can be the King of Wands though also. And the day adds up to 38, which is an 11 of justice, but it's very much a high vibrational energy. And it's also representative, the 38, of the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands today. So it's about the dynamic between the two, about the very loving and sweet, nurturing and intuitive person, and then the man of passion. So it was very interesting today. Actually, I found the energies between today, last night and today, more challenging than all through the full moon, building up to the full moon energies. Last night, some just really weird energies came in. Like, I was watching a movie that was, it wasn't a movie that was a great movie, and it was about, you know, deception and all that kind of stuff, which I don't usually like watching those movies anymore because it's deceptive energy. But it gave me a really negative feeling last night. And then this morning, I was fine. I'm going through a lot of tax stuff too. Some tax wounds are going to come up for you as well. Literally from past lives, tax wounds, right? The tax man. But I had my landscaper was here doing my lawn, and I had been trying to grow a jacaranda tree the past couple years, but something always happens to make it fail. I had replanted some in my backyard last year, and then they just came in for the cleanup and just knocked them down. Even though I put, you know, little pebbles around them, I obviously wasn't, and I actually tied a ribbon around it too so they wouldn't cut it down, and they did. So this year, last year, I had grown my jacaranda. It was like, you know, 4 or 5 feet tall. So I replanted it from the garden into the backyard, and I put major stones around it. I put buckets around it and everything. And what do you think they did? They cut it down again. It made me cry. You know, all that, excuse me, I have something in my teeth. All that energy I put into, you know, loving that tree last year, and then waiting all through the winter to see if it would survive now. And, you know, they just cut it down without thinking twice, without asking. All they had to do was come to the door and ask me, but they didn't. So it just made me sad. But then I, you know, had to come back and let go of that, because obviously he was a young guy and he didn't mean it. But stuff came up in the read today too about kids and how, you know, impatience makes you do, when you want to get things done quickly, like a job, you know, to make money, that you're going to do things incorrectly, and you're going to roughshod over people, especially when you're young, because you don't know better. You haven't learned that yet. So you have to be careful and be more methodical about things, as opposed to doing things quickly to make money. So the masculine read was at 12:11, which was interesting because one of the numbers that came up was, the read was not at 12:11, but the numbers that came up was 12:11. 12:11, 82, 10, 26, 8, 11, 21 also. And then the major arcana for the Sirian Starseed deck were Karma, which is judgment, Transition, which is death, excuse me, Divine Justice, which is justice, Strength, which is strength, it's the same. And then the wheel, the Great Wheel, is the Wheel of Fortune, and then Reflection, which is the Hermit. And then the card after the read came up as the Star. And so we had a lot of major arcana here for the Divine Masculine today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 6 plus the after the read card is 7 major arcana, which is, I don't know if I've ever hit 8 yet for the major arcana, so literally in the past 3 years. So 7 is a lot. There was 1 sword, 2 cups, 1 pentacles, and 1 pentacle and 1 wand. The court cards were just the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles for the masculine. So obviously kids and Karmic, or some other Queen of Pentacles, or it could be the Divine Feminine as well. There's definitely kids involved today. Page of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles could represent Mother Nature as well. People outside doing yard cleanups and things like that today. The message in the coding was all about patience, teaching and learning, new beginnings, and music. Okay, so patience and music were coming up yesterday, as well as parenting, and obviously parenting is still a theme here with the 2 pages coming up, about how we reflect and the situations that cause us to reflect, which parenting and music and patience do. So the message here in the coding about those things, we're all about staying at 0 point to transition through to the half moon, because we just got past the full moon. So around April 4th to 6th, I think the new moon is around there somewhere, of April. So make sure it's going to be, you know, really ground, and stay at 0 point from this time to that time, because this is the most difficult time. Coming down from the full moon is when you're releasing. You may cry, you may feel frustrated, all right? You can't go forward in the waning moon, okay, because you're not waxing, you're waning. You're coming down to the full moon, to the new moon. So 0 point now, ground through to the half moon, and then 82 is coming up, which is the reflection of 28, which is the twins. And it's all about strength and being strong, as far as being a high priestess or with secret things or psychic things, and transitioning to that half moon. It also could be to someone you deal with, like I had to dealing with my landscaper today. So just let it go. Don't deal with it right now. Wait till the energies are better. So as we get into the read, and I have the cards here for you today, the underlying energy here was, the underlying energies were like this. It was the 6 of orbs with the 8 of flame behind it, okay, like that. So there's peace and frustration of kids here. Parenting young adults, potentially. They could be younger kids too, but definitely getting a lot of young adult energies, or just older kids. So peace, finding, the thing is piecing out. The thing is finding peace in frustration at home with kids, allowing feelings to show for the masculine, kids with a happy, high energy, and not thinking first before doing something. So the parents may be getting very frustrated with them, like I was getting frustrated today because somebody killed my tree. So fighting the Queen of Cups and Justice and or Libra in a divorce or justice situation, with closure and news from a Capricorn, or about devil energy. Okay, this negative energy that's definitely lingering today. Michael and Thoth, protecting the divine feminine from devilish kids' words, thoughts, and deeds while their parents are chained together. Okay, so definitely keep getting the picture of where the divine feminine is sealed. Not necessarily the masculine, but the feminine is sealed. But the feminine could be sealed in both the masculine and the feminine. But definitely more protection over the feminine. Working outside at the country house, potentially, the masculine, or just in the suburbs, outside in their yard, to completely clear things out. Kids, possibly a bull and a lion, so it could be a Taurus and a Leo energy, protected from the Capricorn or devil energy, which could be anything. It can be a codependency between them and their parents, or them and their sibling, or it could be literally obsessive behaviors, could be teenage kids having sex, it could be drinking and drugs and all that kind of stuff, okay? Or a horny devil, like someone could be stalking your teenage daughter, okay? Child ungrounded, you know, that kind of stuff. Maybe a young adult got pregnant, or maybe somebody had a miscarriage or an abortion, those kind of things. Or there's been a miscarriage of justice. Or fighting between the Queen of Cups and a child and a Libra, breaking them up. Like, so the Libra was the justice system, you know, because the justice card is Libra, coming between the Queen of Cups and the child. So karmic and a child, it could be a divine feminine too. It depends on your situation. But it's definitely coming up as the Libra, breaking them up and getting between them. Step right up and get tickets to see the show. That's what the energy I was getting from the Libra, justice energy, especially if like you're in the suburbs and the neighbors are noticing you fight. The Page of Cups is out with a message of love, to come together and be joyful. So there might be one child who's very open-hearted and loving, or that could even be the divine masculine, that innocent-hearted self of him, that young child. Or it could be a child who's very loving, where another child is being very bad and disruptive. There actually could be two kids who are being really bad as well. I'm getting a a Page of Wands reversed and a Knight of Wands reversed, okay, which could represent the parents too. It could represent the Divine Masculine and the Karmic, or two children. And it could be a child and a friend who are being bad, and then the Page of Cups could be the younger sibling, okay? So devil children are definitely coming up, unable to put the brakes, the Divine Masculine, on their tantrums, walking through the pumpkin patch garden and celebrating by drinking and gossiping and partying with friends, uninspired in one-night stands, or abusing themselves physically, or won't get out of bed until 2 p.m. from up late drinking, etc., etc. You know what I mean. Or parents are acting like the kids, and so parents who were out drinking all night, who can't function in the morning, maybe in bed with the baby of the family, you know, there with their cup of love, saying, you know, will you love me? And they're not available. They're out, like a baby asking for love and being ignored. Okay, but these can all be adults as well, acting like children. Pay attention to the red flags. Love yourself first is the energy beneath that for the masculine. All right, so it's definitely red flags coming up here, all over the place. The energies are negative, all right? It's 11-11, okay? So don't make any major decisions or don't confront people. This is not the energy to do that in. You certainly can speak your piece, but you might want to wait till a better time. The devil is out. Family is overindulging in luxury life. King of Pentacles superhero wins cup and gets wish. Or King of Pentacles is tempted by the devil to the good life, taking second prize in order to get his wish, right? So taking, like selling his soul to the devil, so taking second prize instead of first, what, you know, the love, really. It's 1144. So there's definitely temptations out for the masculine. Detoxing lazy kids, loving himself first or second to get satisfaction. Okay, so if he's still feeding into his ego, he may take the second prize, karmic, in order to get his money wish, or just keep things the way they are because he's comfortable. The kids and boyfriends and sex, runner-chaser dynamic. Do-si-do must pursue love in order to get wish. And I see here where some of the masculines are actually learning from their kids. Their kids may be teaching them about runner-chaser because they have a kid who's being chased, or the kids just could be talking with their dad and updating him on the newest and the latest and how relationships work. But also could be learning how to dance from their kids. Kids teaching him dance steps to help navigate stone pillars. Okay, so there could be people who are in the way as far as pillars of the community. Sex first or talk. So he might be even asking his kids, like, well, do you guys usually talk first, or you just come in and have sex? Or it was kind of cute the way it was coming up. Karmic completion is also underlying energies. It's number 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. And then beneath that, was it beneath? Yeah, follow your dreams was 85, and 85 is a 4, so that's Emperor energy. Breaking away, praying for forgiveness to open to the world, the masculine, or sneaking out to a kid's competition, or leaving without notice, just taking their stuff and going, leaving a few scraps behind, closing the door in order to open another, hoping her mask is a small good one. So the masculine not knowing everything about the feminine, this is his perspective. But realizing now in order to get the new door to open, you have to leave the old one behind. So out of reach of Caesar's grasp. So he's saying, as he opens the new door, hoping her mask is a small and good one, out of reach of Caesar's grasp, or the emperor, okay? After paying out debt or having been scammed, the masculine, getting closure, but off balance, uninspired, and frustrated. And this can represent the Divine Masculine or one of his kids, or more. Or the kids need more money for a big competition, possibly headed towards Olympics, but uninspired, or upset due to money issues, not being able to, feeling insecure, and I was getting checkerboard home, right? Like it's a chess game at home. You have to be careful what move you make, and that comes up as well. Full moon, no orange trees. So someone else might have gotten their orange tree cut down since my jacaranda tree was cut down. I was getting no full moon, no orange tree now, was cut down by Tiny Tim, or trophy got broken, or foot in the socket and flamed, or needing solder, or a leg injury. World Cup dreams by night, but uninspired, with no money by day. No peace with the devil child, or two, and red flags everywhere, or guidance showing, divine masculine, it's time to get out. Get wish of karmic completion. Recently, for the masculine, the Page of Wands masked boy with that burning desire, destined to recover practically and/or financially, and grieving sadness and loss. Unhappy, no satisfaction, taking others down before they get him, which is a shallow victory, especially at the full moon. The foundation here is the Page of Cups with their heart open wide, detoxing at work, aligning, but may have fallen on their face, or feeling foolish in opening their heart to red flags of the devil. So whether he actually opened his heart to someone he shouldn't have, or if he thinks of the divine feminine as the devil energy, he may feel foolish in showing his feelings. The central energy for the masculine is karma. It's the judgment card in this deck, opening the crown also with the lotus flower. The Queen of Cups in lack, or with ill mother, with negative self-talk, or liar, or immature language, stalker, with large burden or silent treatment, is like banging their head against the wall. Okay, so this is coming up as the judgment in the center of the masculine's read. How he sees the Queen of Cups, whether that be the karmic or his divine feminine. Or it could be a child or sister or mother, relative, whoever. The Hermit reversed is over the Gardener and the Queen of Pentacles at the full moon, which is interesting because in another read I'd gotten that the karmic may be having an affair with the Gardener, and here it's coming up again for sure, like they're together. I'm getting like a Queen of Pentacles with the Gardener outside standing together, and the Hermit's reversed. So they could be coming out about it, or it could be the Virgo energy of a masculine who's been isolating like pissed, right? Or coming out, and also remember Hermit reversed can be mental illness. Or coming out, reaping rewards with the Queen of Pentacles, challenged by transition portal of practical offer to undo betrayal and connect. So it was like the masculine wanting to undo what's happened between him and the divine feminine and connect. Destined for a new life, the King of Swords coming out about a Gardener and Queen of Pentacles now brought to light. Coming out to get attention and lead the way on a journey. The Emperor sees flowers inside curtains and the curve of her neck, missing flame, and her longing too for the King of Cups, unconditional love and new life. The stage is set for the Blu-ray legacy. So the Queen of Pentacles with the Gardener could be one situation, but it could also just be a Queen of Pentacles who's reaping her rewards and just kind of hanging back and relaxing right now and kind of waiting for the Hermit to finish his over-isolating. So that could be another scenario there as well. So there's a love message coming through here of divorce and or justice or judgment from the Libra, or justice held over an Aquarius's head. Scorpio may be the challenge here. Page of Cups Fool, I'm the baby, gotta love me. And Page of Wands, the bad child with a burning desire. So that could be kids or representing parents, whether it's the masculine as karmic or the masculine and the feminine. Crowning here is justice, which can be a Libra as well. Stuck in emotions without perspective. The King of Wands, or the man of passions in need of peace. And some money or opportunity. He was upright here, but he's still longing for some things that he needs. But he is stable. Libra, King of Wands, could be disconnected from a Virgo coming up specifically here, or coming out as the King of Pentacles, uninspired, or ADHD, or just out of control energy, or an out of control child, or with a child like this, or a child with no peace, may have an illness, or over-isolated, disconnected Virgo. King of Pentacles, frustrated man of passion, is without opportunity. Disconnected emotionally, but still sharing their money and time and energy with others. The Knight of Swords is rushing in with the harsh words about, it's harsh, it could be harsh words, it could just be, you know, the knight in shining armor rushing in, he's very militant. But it's that energy rushing in about a twin or about the kids to the masculine, the wounded warrior unaware, or this could be victim mentality, an ignorant person, all right, coming up as karmic energy. Protecting their wounds, but about to collapse. And this could be the masculine as well. Coming up is the wounded warrior, not using their intuition, or could literally be someone in victim mentality who always wants to be the victim because it gets them attention, and they're being ignorant in that sense. Protecting their wounds, but about to collapse. So somebody's very wounded and doesn't have much energy left. The Emperor is thinking back to every step he took, every move he made, which is so funny because we almost went into the song earlier in the read and now it came back again from the police. So you may be dealing with police with these uncomfortable energies that I felt from the movie last night. It's definitely police. And that was a crime scene in the movie last night where a teacher was being stalked by a kid at college who was pissed about his grades. And she ended up having to kill him because he wouldn't leave her alone. So there's definitely some of that energy around. So police coming in. Someone might be stalking somebody. But I was getting the police come up. So he was looking back to everything he's done over the past with his twin. Like every step he took, every move he made. Could be someone dealing with a specific stalker too. Maybe the Karmic has a stalker and that's why the masculine's staying with her to protect her. But that's coming up. Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see you belong to me? My poor heart aches with every step you take. Okay, and that could definitely just be the masculine, his feelings to the feminine. And it's just 21-21, which is total completion. He only sees balance blindly. So the masculine could be like all about blindness no matter what, even if it's wrong. Okay, balance blindly. Blind justice. Okay, talking to the butt and romancing the stone. Sex outside and down by the riverside, passion in the park and cleaning gutters, flame on the fence, and right elbow pain. Just going through all these different scenarios in his mind, burning the past and starting up again with the Karmic. Thinking of all the foolish decisions he made, so he won't again going forward. Soon is the Queen of Pentacles again here, depressed and losing hope, impatient, and stealing sovereign. Stealing, it could be happening to them or them doing it. This Queen of Pentacles, depressed and losing hope and being impatient. They could have a bad temper. It could be, again, if it's more of the Queen of Pentacles reversed energy, it could be it's the greedy person, and the upright, it's probably more of the feminine energy. But someone stealing sovereign's power and independence, or someone who's running from those who are not sovereign, like the feminine, who are not in their power and independence because no longer willing to settle. Negative Aquarius and or negative Sagittarius' energies were coming up here. Robbed her of her thunder. Lied, cheated, and stole to pull the rug out from under her. Leo with kids in death walk. Getting compassion from priest or preacher, whoever it is. The Divine Masculine resurrecting a connection, possibly to his higher self and or a God and religion. He is the Two of Cups. That's how he's seeing himself. He is his own connection, offering love to others after offering love to self, which is amazing that this is coming up here. The King of Cups is being love, even to the enemy, and harshly standing in his truth to the kindest of men. So he's realizing now, even if you hurt their feelings, that's okay. If you're being truthful and kind, it doesn't matter how harsh you need to be. If it's the truth and you're doing it with as much kindness and compassion as you can, even if you're doing it to the kindest of men like a priest, it has to be said. Past life relationship. And before I forget too, I want to bring this up, that for those of you, who believe that you need to be kind no matter what, kindness no matter what is 4D. It is not 5D. Because you need to be authentic. So if you're being kind to someone who is abusing you, that's not authenticity, and that's allowing yourself to be abused, and it's not loving yourself first. All right? Authenticity means authenticity, and love and kindness and compassion is 5D and up, okay? If you're being kind no matter what all the time, that's 4D. So past life relationship comes up here for the masculine as well as, yes, this is, you've known each other before, but very soon, and then for the masculine to free yourself. Around him, or how he is seen, is the tiger's eye, which I have tiger's eye right here, okay? With his eye on a dream. And this could be the Karmic as well. I was getting this in two ways. I was getting this is the Strength card in the environment place, and I haven't been showing you the cards. This is the recent past, right? The masked boy, or it could be a child. It can be the masculine as well, though. That was the recent past. The foundation was the Page of Cups. You see in this deck where their heart is cracked open wide, and people can see that person as foolish because they're always loving no matter what. Then we have Karma in the middle as the central energy, and that's like the Judgment card. And then the Challenge being the Death card, or transition. All right, but this is literally the portal, the energies of yesterday and today, which are very strong and harsh. Then we have Crowning, which is the Justice card, divine justice. And then the near future that we were just talking about was the Queen of Pentacles, or crystals. Okay? And she's not as sweet as some of the other Queen of Pentacles. You know, she's got a stiff upper lip. She's not bad, but she could be a little bit overly concerned about her money, or just, you know, being proud. So remember, that's pride. And then we have how the masculine's seeing himself as this Two of Chalices, right? He's seeing himself as his own partner, his own connection to Source. And then here we come up to now, which is the environment of this is the Strength card. But for me, since it's a Tiger, I get Sagittarius from this all the time. So this is Leo and Sagittarius energy for me. So this Tiger's eye, with their eye on a dream, I'm either seeing it as part of that ambition of the masculine coming out, or this is going to be a karmic energy that wants vengeance, and they're not showing their emotions. I did a few cards from the clarification deck, like past the end of the read, because I saw the Queen of Wands coming up, and it was about her being upright, but being a deception. And then the next set of cards were like her plotting revenge. Okay, so be careful about how much you trust like if your karmic's fine and you're splitting up with them and they're saying they're all good with it, they're not, and they're plotting. Okay, so just be careful. You can be good to them, but don't believe every word they say. Okay, every step you take, every move you make, right? You belong to me. This could be that negative karmic energy. Around him, or how he's seen, is that Tiger's eye with that eye on a dream. Injustice of lovers in limbo, to be released from prison, whether that's physical or mental. He had the strength, and he has now the strength of courage in 10 men. Now he's understood his connection, that he is his connection. Like I said, it's a lot of Sag energy, but it could be this karmic could be double fire, which, because we're always coming up as this person very physical and out of control. It could be Leo and Sagittarius, or double Leo, double Sag. Could have Aries in there as well. But once injustice of lovers in limbo, to be released from prison, now he has the strength and the courage of 10 men, whereas before he always kind of had his tail between his legs and being scared to do anything. Clear blocks of destiny, of fortune, of good fortune, of spirituality and divorce, of the King of Swords. Outside the norm, drawing outside the lines for the lions. Drawing outside the lines, outside the karmic, okay? That the masculine has felt like he can no longer be this upright justice man, right? The man of truth. If now everyone sees him as someone who's divorced or left his partner for a third person, now all of a sudden his reputation will be ruined. But he needs to let go of those preconceived notions. Okay, so that's one of the situations. Urgency of rescue of a Queen of Pentacles reversed due to a King of Pentacles ignoring her. Okay, so this is kind of a higher timeline of that. But it's saying to the masculine, it's clearing any preconceived notions about what destiny or good fortune is. All right, to follow your guidance and your intuition and your authentic self. That's all you have to do. You don't have to figure out what the outcome is. You only need to be authentic, honest, and true to yourself, and be as kind and compassionate as possible. Walk away when you react. Just don't confront people, okay? You can always respond and defend yourself in a nice, loving way, but as soon as it gets past that, it's time to walk away. So urgency of rescue of the Queen of Pentacles reversed due to King of Pentacles ignoring her. So feeling like it could either be a karmic that he's always had to coddle, and what will people think if he doesn't continue coddling them? Or it could just be the situation where he was ignoring the feminine, but it was because she was third party. So it's just about the masculine's perception of how people see him if he's now divorced or goes into a negative situation like this. Will it just ruin him or ruin his social life or whatever it is? He needs to let go of all of that and just be his authentic self. Or a Cancer came between the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the King of Pentacles, or that the King of Pentacles feels above the Queen of Pentacles reversed because she has drive but no ability to make money. whether that be a karmic or a feminine, or a sister or a friend, whatever it is. That he can still be a good and righteous man, as a divorced man or spiritual man or anti-establishment man, just by being an authentic man. And that just because you both look the same or look good on paper doesn't mean you are, when you are stable and the Queen of Pentacles reversed is greedy and causes chaos and drama. Let go of all preconceived notions. Your rules are to be authentic, no matter what anyone else says or does. Patience comes up here, as well as teaching and learning and new beginnings in music. But even more so for you guys, for the masculine today, is rebirth and completion. Okay? Ending things, rebirth, which means it's ended and restarted. Right? You close the one door, you're ready to open the next, okay? So that you can't go back. The Hermit with the light in third-party situation releases karmic to her new life with legacy, grounding and integrating sunshine, which is the feminine to the masculine. Full exposure of an ending of family, shedding light to children. Okay, so this was the block that the masculine needed to clear about happiness, destiny, good fortune, or even believing in destiny. That he doesn't have complete control. He only does if he goes with the flow and is authentic to himself, right? And follows his guidance. So, full exposure of the end of a family, shedding light to children, announcements to men and kids, called to action, wake-up call, Emperor without option in final judgment. So whether the final judgment is some kind of court settlement, a divorce, and or the way the masculine is perceiving himself at the pearly gates, right, his final judgment, no one will save you but yourself. The masculine's finally getting it. Lovers to shine their light. So this is the outcome or solution card. So we're not looking at outcomes, but this is the energy that's coming up here at the end. And behind the Hermit is the Star card, okay? So lovers to shine their light, dumping karmic he was settling for, and starting over in a split, pulling the sword from the stone to gain clarity about kids and or karmic and twin. Healing and showing the way forward to the dreams. Talk to the hand or give the baby a pacifier, but that's all I got. Now you're on your own, right? Saying that to the karmic and or kids. Standing up to others, fending them off. Family legacy, business, family, and twin collective family, no matter who, he now rises above. Dumping unnecessary attachments and conflicts, competitions, to be still and reap his own rewards, that he deserves it. Presently, so this is like the end of the read, and then the cards I was getting for the Queen of Wands was all about deception. She was upright because she feels justified in deceiving, suddenly not expressing, and over the purging. So maybe she was throwing temper tantrums and crying fits so the masculine wouldn't leave, and now she's suddenly over it, but it's a deception. She's in very uncomfortable feelings with death, the end, right? That may be a huge wound for her. And then I was definitely getting it's not over, never. So this is definitely that police song coming from a karmic. It's not going to apply to everyone, but it's definitely out there. Peace in opening heart for connection, strong desire for final judgment and transformation portal. The Queen of Pentacles, destiny of truth and balance, hermiting to heal and dream, possibly with her twin. Libra/Virgo, shine, that connection. Also Virgo Aquarius is coming up together. Leo and Sagittarius energy around, but could be a karmic who's very loud and obviously wanting their own way and having a temper tantrum. Peace for masked boy. Page of Cups open to karmic judgment in transition of justice or divorce. So if the Page of Wands is coming up as masculine, the Page of Cups could definitely be the feminine, or they could be vice versa as well. Or it could be kids. The connection here, partners of the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, and Sag, or Leo, Libra, or Virgo, healing and dreaming together. So there's definitely strong energies for Virgos, Libras, and even possibly Aquarius as well here, very specifically. And finding peace in a divorce and or transition and or death for kids, partner, Queen of Pentacles, and strong destiny for a wise old man. Justice may be blind, but dreams shine. All right. So that was the read, and I'm going to get into some oracle cards, but first I just want to bring up some of the symbols that I was getting, that I'm working on still. I have, I'm going to show you the cards before I forget to do that. So these came up in my shuffle. Actually, none of these cards came up in the main part of the read, but they did come up in the shuffle, so I'm going to show them to you. And then we have the main, this is the basic read. Okay. And then this is the full read. Okay. So you notice in this read for the numerology deck we had both karmic completion and completion. So there were two completion cards because the karmic completion was the underlying energy. So I wanted to bring up my am I going to stay that way? No. I guess it doesn't matter what position it is. Okay, so yesterday I was talking a little bit about some of the downloads I've been getting. And one of them is the toroidal field and how it fits together, and how it fits in with the Irish knot flow of the Trinity. And I was talking about circles and squares and the difference between the energies, because I have a whole display about the diamond energy, so I will get into that in a separate installment. But just the flow, and I want to show you this. All right, because this is the drawing I was trying to show you yesterday. So really I wanted this to be more upright, you know, like a triangle like that. But anyway, so it doesn't matter because this isn't, you know, limited to a triangle shape. It's just I wanted to show you a close-up of the dynamic. So each circle is the human contained. Oh well. Each circle is the human contained, okay? And then we have the lines, that you see how the lines go back and forth between the circles, between the humans? That's the flow. It's also the flow of the Irish knots and any of those, you know, three-way symbols, okay? It's going with the flow. At each path, at each juncture, you have a choice of which way to go. Place where you're starting from, so you can go in a circle and keep going the same direction, or you can make a choice and change the direction you go. But then you also see those lines going straight from one circle to another. So that's representing staying still and not doing anything, going within. By going within, you get to go across that 4D bridge and change dimensions without going in circles or having to keep choosing, because when you stay still, you recognize that you and yourself is all that you need. Also, with this energy is about the toroidal field, and you see that each space between the circles is like the apple, right? The apple core, and then the two circles. If you turn it this way, you can see that a little bit better. That you have, you know, the two halves of the apple and the core in the middle. The core in the middle is the flow. You know, that's like going around the cul-de-sac, like we were talking about yesterday. And also like a vessel, you know, they're like vessels going around the circles. So when you're inside the circles, you're in a safe zone, like the human inside your body. But as soon as you get out into the flow, you deal with the world. It's not as safe out there. And that's why if you stay still, you can avoid that. It's like crossing the highway or crossing a huge river or an ocean. You get to avoid all that the rough seas, like the energy right now, by just staying within and changing dimensions that way. So I hope that helps. Is there anything else about the toroidal field I wanted to bring up right now? Also, yeah, because with the circle and the square, that connection between them, that everyone thinks the circle is higher vibration than the square, isn't necessarily true, because the square is not a square. It's because you're not looking at it from the right perspective. And yes, everything goes in circular energy, but the circular energy is like a vessel, like a vein. All right, so it's two S's like this, but they're slightly off from each other. So the bulb is the valve in the vein which keeps pushing the flow along, but that is the energy of a diamond. because a diamond is two cones put together, but they're not just a diamond. They keep going on and on and on. So if you put a diamond on top of a diamond on top of a diamond is this energy. Okay? They're not actually pointy at the bottom. It's an open connection to the next. It's that flow of energy. I also wanted to bring up the picture of you notice that when you connect the two circles like that, the symbol between the circles is Pisces. All right? It's that fluid motion. Okay? That the Pisces knows, the Pisces is the end of the cycle. The Pisces knows that they can sit still and still be fluid. It's that psychic energy, because the Pisces is considered that because it's the end of the cycle, not because they're better or different than anyone else. It's the culmination of the cycle to the other realms, okay? So you have that psychic energy available to you there, which is fluid because it's water, the water sign. So everything comes back to fluid, and that's going to come back to the lymph system as well, and I'm still pulling in some downloads about that stuff, so stay tuned on that. But now I'm just going to get into the cards, the oracle cards. Okay, so here's the Ascension deck. I was noticing when looking at when I was looking at the eye, when I brought up that information about the eyeball and how it relates in conjunction with us, the rods and cones, when trying to draw them, because I was drawing them, they're not symmetrical. They're off slightly, just like I was saying that this energy is not exact. It's a little bit off, like one side is a little bit higher than the other. And that's the way the rods and cones in the eye are. They're not exact. They're just a little bit off. It's kind of like that's its own trigger. Clear in a line. Take a deep breath, guys. This is from the Ascension deck for March, where are we? March 23rd, 2019. March 23rd, 2019, that King of Wands energy. And who are we going to today? We're going to go to Archangel Michael today, since we have the police out and all. So today is March 23rd, 2019. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Okay, Archangel Michael. What is it we need to know or learn? And also, who's been coming? Oh, Thoth. So we can't. Thoth is always up with Michael for me. So Michael and Thoth. What is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? What is your guidance for us today? So Neptune's at the bottom of the deck, number 19. 19 is the sun. The affirmation is, I attune to the wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria, held in Neptune. And Neptune is very Piscean. It's very fluidy. And very, head in the clouds, right? Dreamy. That's the underlying energy, so I'm not going to go into reading that, but that's all about Atlantis and Lemuria. And Archangel Sandalphon. So if you'd like to connect with Archangel Sandalphon. That's the underlying energies, the sun and the masculine energy. The two cards that came up for you. So we have Archangel Michael. So of course brings up Jesus, which is 40, the Page of Cups. And from Thoth, we have 13 of fire, the portal, and transmutation. He's all about it, with some humor involved. So Jesus says that he came from Venus, planet of love. He was sent to Earth to carry the Christ light at a time when the energy was very low. He incarnated as an Essene and was received spiritual teachings throughout his childhood and adult life. Then he underwent many initiations to prepare his energy centers to carry the vibration of unconditional love, which very, very much so came out in the read today, with like learning from his own children, and then to carry that unconditional love energy. This card reminds you that all challenging people and situations are tests to prepare you for ascension. To pass these tests, you need to respond to them with unconditional love and balance, which does not mean being kind all the time and letting people roughshod over you. It's either stepping away from the situation or standing your ground. That was just 4-4-4-4. Remember, there's only love. The affirmation is, I respond with unconditional love today. Be authentic to you. Fire reads number 13, and the portal energy is also in the read, is the challenge for us with these energies right now. The fire transmutes the old and takes the new to a higher frequency. So it's kind of like crossing that bridge quickly as opposed to going around and around or changing direction and going around the world. Instead, just going right over to the next dimension, maybe a little harder, but if you know how to transmute the energy, you can do that. So fire transmutes the old and takes the new to a higher frequency. Archangel Gabriel supervises Thor, the elemental master of fire, and his salamanders. Your guidance is to ask them to transform the energy of conflict, then spread peace, warmth, and nourishment to people everywhere. You can ask fire to help you eat the right food so that you can have the perfect fuel for your ascension journey. It will also ignite your aura and keep your chakras fifth dimensional and glowing so that you can attract many others to you and lead with inspiration. Alright, so right food, make sure you have good fuel, everything about fire. While I was reading to you too, they were reminding me to tell you to make sure you don't be a space invader for someone else. Don't assume that you know what's best for them by being overly helpful to them, because they may not appreciate your help. You always ask before you enter someone's space. You ask if they want your opinion in the first place. Okay? It's one thing if an intervention is needed because someone's, you know, going to be killed or is going to kill themselves on drugs, things like that. That's understood. But in a normal situation, even in those situations, it may not be your place to intervene. It may be their choice. But I'm not going to make any of those decisions for you. Just saying, don't invade someone else's space. Allow them the choice of whether they want you to give your opinion or not. And how many times have you been in that place where people gave you their opinion, or they were literally space invaders talking to you from right here, which was very uncomfortable for you, or smiling in your face and telling you you're fine, you're going to be okay, when you didn't need them to talk to you anymore half an hour ago, and they're still telling you that, you know, they're going to be the ones who save you. Okay, but that's the point. No one needs to save you. You have to save yourself. Okay, and all you have to do is be love. That's it. Follow your guidance and connect with your higher self. Okay, so we have these two from Michael and Thoth, and then I have a bunch of cards I gotta count. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Perfect. Sorry, it's hard to count these cards. They're very slippery, so it's hard to see if there's one at a time. So we have completion again, 21, the world. And the world wasn't a major in the Sirian Starseed deck, but it was definitely represented within the clarifiers. And we definitely had 2 completion cards, so it's just more about completion, transmutation, and all that unconditional love. If there's only love, don't forget that. And to love yourself first. So, like I said, in these harsh energies, you may not want to go out so much in the world and have to deal with some of the triggers that you may be exposed to. Alright. Alright, journey of love. Take another deep breath. It's very beautiful and sunny. It's still a little cold out, but it's really sunny today. Oh, I'm not going to Journey of Love. I still have to do my past life deck for you guys. I just get good messages from the past life deck. March 23rd, 2019. Clear and align. Filled with only beautiful, organic, love and light, diamond light. Clear and align. Okay, 2. Michael and Thoth. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What is it we need to know? What do we need to learn? The bottom of the deck is angels. Okay, so the underlying energy is just about, don't forget that your angels are there if you need them. And you see them, they're not smiling. They're very serious here. Only call on them if you need them, because you should be able to take care of business on your own at this point, especially if you've been on the journey for a while now. the two cards that came up together are food and hunger reversed and leaving or travel, which continuously is coming up upright. Because this was all about like the house of the pie, right? And then the triangle heart above, that is the energy going to the central sun. It was something I showed you in my presentation the other day. So food and hunger is good that it's reversed. All right, so it's also coming up about don't starve yourself, okay? Make sure you eat. Force yourself to eat. This is not about it's not about unwilling starvation, it's about purposeful starvation. That's why it's reversed. Make sure you eat, you know, because in this journey we can often forget to eat because when we get busy, when we get our downloads, we're going and going and going. Or if you're just trying to lose weight, don't starve yourself, they're saying. You need your fuel. And I'm sweating now. I'm getting a lot of masculine energy coming in here. Especially if you're going to be traveling. So if you're starving yourself now because you're just home hanging out and all of a sudden you have to travel, you're not going to have the energy to feel good. That's 5115. So 51 is the King of Swords, be logical, and 15 is that devil energy, okay? So don't let your logic, don't let your mind get the best of you, you know that when you're channeling or whatever you're doing as far as your abilities, that requires energy, so you need fuel. And that's why the food as fuel came up under the transmutation card. You know, if you're sweating, you're burning calories. So you could be traveling. Oh, I was just getting this is straight road in now. It's like I'm getting the very last part of the roller coaster where you just slide in. Leave your baggage behind and just let yourself slide into home base. And eat well, not comfort foods. You know, eat things that your body actually wants and needs for fuel. It doesn't mean you can't eat stuff that you like, but just, you know, watch out for addictions, that kind of thing. Too much sugar and bread and things like that. What a long, strange trip it's been. And it's a long, long, long way home. I don't know what I'm getting there, but it's a long way home. But I'm also getting what a long, strange trip it's been. It's been a long way home. But you can relax now. The end is in sight. You'll be getting a different kind of food soon. That's what I'm getting. I'm leaving on a jet plane's coming in and doughy is coming up. No worries about being doughy. Just don't eat too much bread. And you don't need as much as you think you need, whether it's food or money, whatever it is, you never need as much as you think you do. So don't cling to those kind of things. Let go. Travel light. Stay in your lane and allow. Get a handle on it. Get a grip. And then relax. It's like saying tighten. You know how you tighten to relax to make when you stretch your muscles? If you push against and then relax, that's the energy I'm getting from what they were just saying about get a grip, but then relax, because that helps you even relax even more. Okay, let's see what the The cards count up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, so 16. Definitely tower energies here. So we have 2 and 16. Okay, so it's the tower of the moon. And the 2 of the psychic energies and the twins. I'm getting 2 then. Ships have sailed, so give time for ships to come back in. Okay. So 16 of the tower, because of the 18 with the 2, is the moon, the full moon. Give the moon time to lose its power in a couple days or 2. Okay. So at least 2 more days. Let the energies pass. Okay. Now the journey of love. 5, 5, 5, 5. Lots of change coming. Expansion. So let these high energies pass for a moment, because right after the full moon is when you want to cry the most. It's like right after the next couple days. Alright. Alright, so this March 23rd, 2019, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned, to Archangel Michael and Thoth. What is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? What's your guidance? Take another deep breath, guys. Okay. Fire and Ice is at the bottom of the deck, number 37, which is the King of Cups. I was getting Fire and Ice yesterday, actually, last night. So that's this energy right now. It's not stable because it's Fire and Ice right now. So that's why, just wait it out a little bit. So I had 3 cards come out and then 2 cards come out. So from Archangel Michael, we have Legacy of Light, which is 53. That's the Knight of Swords, Knight in Shining Armor, or just, the Messenger of Truth rushing in. Yin Yang Lovers, number 8. Okay, which is the Strength card. It's also staying at 0 point and staying in balance and perfect flow. And then the Breaking, which is the 65. It's been coming up a lot lately, the King of Pentacles. And that's also an 11. So it's a spiritual king, okay? He's 65-11. It's not just the King of Pentacles. He's 11. He's very spiritually minded. They're very similar in the circular center energy. That the vortex is being prepared. There's still a little bit of turmoil in there, so it needs to be cleaned out. It's like cleaning out the inside of your ears. That's what I was getting, the cleaning out your ears. Maybe someone needs to clear out their ears if you have a lot of wax in there. I was getting a bug in the ear too, like it sounds like you have a bug in your ear. So that might be an energy that's coming in. So if you're wondering what it is, it's just downloads coming in. I'm getting the Irish knot again as well. And then my frizzy hair. That's all 3 cards are very similar in energy. But just different coloring. It's like they fade from the fire and ice energies of the blue and the red, really harsh, and it fades to more green and yellow. So it will calm in a few days. And again, we have going from the harsh energies of today to a couple days. Alright, so that it'll calm soon. And then the second 2 energies from Thoth, we have the Mother Praise, which is that mantis energy, which can be harsh. Your mother can be a little harsh, but she loves you. And then the Becoming, which is 34, which is the 8 of, by the way, that Mother Praise is the devil part of your mom, okay? And then we have the 34, which is that the Arrows of Love. It's the 8 of Wands, that quick back and forth movement. So it can be lots of different things. It can be ziplining, it can be traveling, it can be a lot of back and forth communication, but it's very physical. And Arrows of Love is about expressing your feelings passionately. And these are very different energies. So on the one hand, the Mother Praise, the devil, All right, so it can be deceiving here, right? Because you think of the mother as the one you can always trust, but I'm getting here, be careful, because the mother may not be the one that you can trust, that this mother may be preying on you as the mantis energy, harsh energy, and the devil. This mother could be preying on you. And the becoming is allow the artist to draw outside the lines and make their brushstrokes beautiful. And know that erasing strokes also create beauty. So don't be afraid to go back and start again. It's from our biggest mistakes, our most masterful creations. And my dad would definitely agree with that. Yeah, that was very important, because these energies are very different. One is very structured and inside the lines, and the other one is the artist with the paint strokes and outside the lines. That the mother may be very religious and is trying to control you. She's preying on you, though. Control is preying on you. And it's the 15 of the devil. Whereas the 34 is passion. It's passion energy. It's love. And we just passed 010110, okay? So very important. I'm going to read you the Mother Praise, since it's that kind of energy today, 15. The Mother Praise. You're being watched over. Every move you make. Many beings are aware of your existence. They know that your heart and your soul are pure, even when you may doubt it at times, because after all, you are a divine being, masquerading as a decidedly fascinating mixture of light and darkness. Sometimes you may not feel so pure. That's okay. The Mother prays for you not because you're about to do something ridiculous and you might come to harm, but that you might not do something ridiculous and avoid living your full potential. She wraps you in waves of love, light, and consciousness that you may feel brave enough to live your life and not hold back from pursuing what is in your heart, or really letting it pursue you and giving in to its seduction. The Mother prays, so fear not and just live your life. This oracle brings you guidance and spirits connecting. Ask for help from the Divine Mother. Okay, so that could be the angel from the angel card that's looking down on you. It's saying the mother is not the sweet fairy angel. This is the harsh mother. She's saying, ask for help from the Divine Mother who loves you unconditionally. Ask each day. She wants to help you, and you have to ask for that help to empower her to do so. You have her great blessing. Okay, so remember, the human mothers are human. They're not perfect. But if they draw inside the lines and that's not your authenticity, that you cannot let them control your life. Okay? I love you, holding your breath in my kiss. Your heartbeat in my arms, driving home. I could see you sitting beside me, not with my eyes, but I knew you were there, your beautiful legs crossed, your coat open and inviting. The soft scent of you brings a smile to my lips and to my heart, because I know you are still here. Okay. I'm going to read you the becoming as well, which is 15. It's actually the one before. I'm sorry, not 15, it's 34. I thought that wasn't right. Alright, so becoming. Yes, you're manifesting your divine purpose. Yet what is happening now is just one of many inspired brushstrokes on the canvas of your life's work. You are the artist who paints with trust, instinctive and spontaneous, with faith in the process unfolding. You are not the painter using numbered squares, who has a finished version or vision even before commencing the task, with a map for all steps of the journey. Your lack of plan renders you open and receptive to divine direction. You're capable of being moved by spirit. You are a brave adventurer. So celebrate what you're creating now and realize that it is a step in your major work of divine art. This life of yours, not to be planned, but to be experienced, stroke after stroke, step after step. You shall witness the picture coming to life. It may not be what you expected, but it will be the most beautiful, extraordinary creation. This oracle brings you comfort that your blossoming and each petal unfolding is another step closer to your ultimate divine fulfillment. There's a message here too, that a relationship or project that you are keen to move forward will bloom in its own unique way. Give it breathing room and be willing to let it become what it seeks to be. even without clear direction or plan, sometimes even because of that, there's an inner plan that can come to fruition. Okay, so it's just about going with the flow and allowing your guidance. Only act upon inspiration. Take heed, my friend, for time is ticking fast. Illusion grand and hopes this dream will last. Such memories we keep for days to come, a looking glass that only shows what's done. It would be sad to think there's nothing more, a well-worn path reflecting what's in store. God's gift was not the days would be the same. Each dawn's first light would sing a fresh refrain of light and cloud to bathe in earth's surprise and spirits connecting. With change afoot, to stop would be unwise. A palette rich awaits the artist's brush, creating life at one with God's soft touch. Okay? To just allow. You never know what to expect when you just trust and have faith. It's all about patience and faith. All right. And love and joy. Did I show you everything? I think I did. Make sure you drink all your water and all that other kind of stuff. Be good to yourselves. And rise and be loved.